And a warm welcome along to the show. Today, I've done the funniest thing this morning. I've got visitors, which is rather nice. No, that not those. We're not talking about nits here. I don't have any nits. Look, in fact, in the middle of my head, there's nowhere now for the nits to hold on to. So, I mean, that's one of the advantages, I suppose, of one's hair, coming out in the middle. You no longer suffer from things like nits and head lice. Oh, dear. Do you remember that at school? When you used to have to go down to the, I remember it in primary school, but not in secondary school. Primary school I went to two. One was in Peckham, in South East London. It's called St Joseph's Primary School. That's the one where I locked the teacher in her office. Do you remember I told you about that a few shows ago? And the other school I went to was the Sacred Heart School in Roehampton in South West London. And I remember there having to go down to this room, and there was a bowl of disinfectant, okay, and a comb. And all us children, all us little children, we had to go down there and had our hair combed with this disinfected comb. Oh, it was vile. And then the rest of the day, your hair just used to stink of disinfectant. Do you remember that? Did you have that at your school? Huh? Anyway, I have visitors. And one of them will be making an appearance in today's show. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Yes, I am excited. So who are these visitors? It is my niece and her boyfriend. They're down for the weekend. They come to do a little job for me, i.e. paint the fence and the shed. Now, if you watch the show on YouTube, and you can do that by going to unitedkingdomtalk.tv, okay, unitedkingdomtalk.tv. If you saw the show a few weeks ago, or a couple of the shows actually, that came from the garden when the weather was nice, well, it is nice again now, you may have noticed, as several people mentioned, that the shed was in desperate need of painting. So that's what they're here to do. Okay, so my niece, I don't think her boyfriend won't, because he's had to go out down to Sainsbury's Home Base, which is our local DIY place. My niece will be making an appearance very, very shortly. All right, but this morning we got up and we had to go down to Sainsbury's Home Base to buy the stuff for the shed. I don't think it's paint. What is it? You know, the stuff you put on the shed. You know, the sort of stuff. Okay, so first of all, we drove down there. And when I got there, we got out of the car and that's it. And then Ben, who's my sister's boyfriend, he got out of the car and went to get a trolley. And I said to him, oh, you need £1 coin for those, right? Because these trolleys, they're all kind of chained together. And you have to put £1 coin in so that you can get the trolley. The idea of that is so that you don't steal the trolley. I mean, who would want one of those trolleys? Don't ask me, dear, but apparently they go missing. So I have to put £1 in. So he's gone over to put £1 in. And all I saw was this arm. I carried on talking to my niece. We were looking at plants for my hanging baskets. And I turned around to where I thought Ben was. And he appeared to be getting the wrong trolley. The trolley was selecting would have been one you put on like bits of wood if you're going to do some sort of major task in the house, or plasterboard or stuff like that. And anyway, I grabbed his arm. I said, oh no, not that one, dear. I said, that's the, and I looked up and it wasn't him. It was this bloke with a beard. Didn't look nothing like Ben. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm ever so sorry. I thought you were someone else. And Ben is quietly walking past the both of us, chuckling to himself. Have you ever done that? Grabbed someone's arm and it's not the person who you thought it was? That's not the only thing. I must have been in a complete daydream today. Because the other thing I did, eventually we got into Sainsbury's Home Base, me hiding my face through embarrassment, and we went to the garden. We got the stuff for the fence. we could have two types. There was the normal type, or there was the 5 years extended life type. So I went for the 5 years extended life. You know, you're better off. It's only another £5 per bottle, and we only needed 2 bottles of these things. So we got those. And then we went into the garden section to get some little plants and some packets of earth so I can do my hanging baskets and also plant my tomatoes. Incidentally, those of you that are following the saga of me planting seeds will be interested to know that they still haven't germinated. So what's going on there? My seeds have not exploded yet, dear. They have not seeded. My seeds have not seeded. Or is that the right term? Seeded? Or is it... No, it's... Oh, what is it now? Germinated, that's it. Germinated. No offence to the Germans. The seeds have not germinated yet. Apparently, we have a lot of Germans listening now. Is that right? If so, welcome along. I don't think I can do German. Let me see. No, I can't do German. I'll ask my niece later if she can do any German. Just a minute. Let me make a little note of that on my pad. I have a pad next to me. So my seeds have not germinated yet, and it's been a couple of weeks, and I would have thought they'd have come up by now. So I'm a little concerned, and the only seeds that have come up are the sunflower seeds. The tomatoes and the peppers and the corn, nothing. Are they waiting, do you think? Are they waiting? But not to worry, I did buy a couple of tomato plants and a couple of pepper plants while I was at my sister's. They were ready grown ones, so I thought I'd get those earlier. You see what I mean? Because they'd be like a few weeks ahead of all the others. And then we can have ongoing crops through the autumn months that are, I'm glad to say, a long way away. Anyway, so we're in this DIY place, gone through the shop to the outside area where they have all the plants and that. And as I say, I must have been in a different world this morning because I saw some plants arranged and I started picking up these boxes of plants. And I thought, here, Trace, what do you reckon on these ones? And I was holding a box of pink fuchsias, which are nice little pink and white flowers. And they trowel, you see. That's the idea of getting them from the hanging basket so that they will trowel downwards. They look ever so pretty when they're done. And then I picked up something else from this, what I thought was a display. And then this woman come along with a tray of plants and just looked at me. And I looked down and I suddenly realised I was picking up these plants from this woman's trolley. So once again, Chris Reardon was totally embarrassed. What can you do? I don't know what was wrong with me this morning. I really don't. 2 errors. And then unfortunately there was a pillar. So I was able to hide myself behind a pillar and going all red. I don't know what was wrong. Have you ever done anything like that before? Spoken to someone that you don't even know? If so, I want to hear about it. This is United Kingdom Talk. My name's Chris Reardon. A warm welcome along to you. The email address to the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I must warn you that emails are taking a couple of weeks to come up at the moment because we are in a bit of a backlog, which may even get worse today because of our special little guest. Okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Have you ever grabbed someone and it wasn't the person you expected it? Who you expected, rather. What happened? Do let me know if you've ever done that. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So we got the bags of earth, we got some little plants, got back in the car, got home, and that's it. And here I am now, chatting away to you, which is rather nice. I enjoy a little chat, you know. And let's see if my niece is going to chat to us. I'm going to call her up. I just have to move the studio around a bit, okay? So we've got enough space for her. Let me just move that there. We've got a second microphone set up. Unfortunately, the way, but incidentally, if you didn't see the last show, you might like to know that the studio has now been totally decorated. It's all very pretty. It really is. Now, I've had to... Unfortunately, I can't move the camera back any further than that. So all I'll have to do is do it from the side and get my niece to come up as well. So hang on a minute. Just a minute. I'm going to call her now. Tracy! Are you coming, darling? Here she comes, my little niece. She's ever so pretty. Very pretty. Right, hang on a minute. You coming, darling? Here she comes. Push the door. Is that stick in that door? It is, yeah. Here she is. Oh, and she's dressed up as well. Oh, Tracy. Do you want the posh chair? Would you like the posh chair?
No, this is good.
Right, hang on a minute. Let me turn your microphone on there. There you are, darling. There you are, my love. Can you see yourself on there? Look at that.
Come on then.
Isn't it
what
good?
Do you want to know?
There you are. There's Tracy. There's your microphone,
Thank
darling.
you.
It's all professional. Tracy thought... Now, that's where they are, you see. Tracy thought, right, that she'd have to share a mic. But this is a professional setup, dear.
Yeah.
This isn't like James... You don't know James Dean?
No,
You don't know, no. Most people don't. James Dean does a podcast as well, matineeshow.co.uk. Now, is that going to put you off?
No.
Are you going to keep
No.
looking at that, are you?
No, I'm looking around. I haven't really been in here yet.
Well, my dear, you're here.
I know.
What do you think of the newly decorated studio? Would you like to describe it in your own words, my dear? Go on, describe it. Describe it.
I would call it pistachio green.
Pistachio?
Yeah, like a pistachio nut.
Okay. I thought it would be olive green.
No, I say pistachio.
What colour's olive then?
Green.
Is it? You got the mirror ball hanging up there, turning. I haven't done the wires yet. They're still hanging around there a little bit. But the carpet, Trace. Oh my God.
I know, I've still got my shoes on.
Yeah, but they're not just shoes, are they? They are stilettos.
No, they're not. They're tiny. They're small.
Look what she's wearing on my new carpet. Stiletto shoes. Look. Jesus.
They're
Take them off
impulse.
now. There'll be holes in the carpet. Now, Tracy.
Yes.
I want to ask you, because you know, like I'm fairly green and I do the solar panels and all that business, don't I? And as a younger person, right, a lot of young people seem to be heavily into all this green stuff, right? Saving things and what have you, right? So, is there anything that you do for this? What do you do for the environment? Is it important to you or not bothered?
It's very important.
Why is it important?
Because it is.
Well, why?
But I don't like beans very much.
No. Now, I'll tell you why I ask you this question. Boys and girls, my dear niece and her boyfriend arrived last night after being lost for what it would seem like hours, wasn't it, Tracy?
Yeah, it was.
Eh?
Hours.
They got
It's a
stuck.
long time.
You remember a couple of shows ago I mentioned the M25? What a nightmare that road is. Well, unfortunately, the pair of them got stuck on that last night. And not only that, when they got here, they were driving around Bracknell for ages and ages because they didn't know where it was, did they? So they got to my house and I left the keys somewhere special. Don't come round here looking for my keys, all right? Because I don't leave them out for you. Only for my dear niece. Look. You see, I look at you and I still see that little 8-year-old girl. Obviously more fashionable now. As you can see, my niece is a very fashionable person. She buys all
Don't get it from you, do I?
best
Look at
clothes
this.
from Primark. It's just marvellous, dear. And TK Maxx.
Stand up, Chris.
What? No, I'm not standing
Stand up and show
they
what
know,
you're wearing.
They know.
Show
They know
me-
I only do the top bit. You know that, don't you? I've told you that before. I've got a nice shirt on, but I tell you what, because I know I'm like sitting here looking at you, okay? I only iron the front bit, and I don't bother with the bottom bit at all. I have tracksuit bottoms on and old white socks. It's shocking. It's shocking.
It's vile.
Who is it? Don't
do that.
Oh, you taught me that new noise, didn't you? What was it now?
Was it that one?
No, it was
I don't know.
You taught me a new noise here. A seal. Can you do remember that?
I can't remember
one?
now.
My niece is here. We like that one. So where was I? What was I saying?
I don't know.
Fashion. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So they picked up the keys from a secret location, let themselves in while I was at work. and I said, I'll see you later. She said, oh, we'll probably wait up for you, but you weren't. Once again, I came home to a quiet house with no one to talk to. And I.
Yeah, well, I was
Not
tired.
only that, I left the motorway, right? I left the motorway, and I looked sort of over in the direction of my house, which is about 4 or 5 miles away from the motorway, and there was this glow. There was this glow coming out of my house, and there was a strange, sort of like a very loud whirring noise. Like that. Can you do that one?
Do you have to move your head?
Yeah. Of course. Do the actions, girl. How old are you, by the way? Are you 21 now or 22? 22. My niece is 22. Now, listen. All the straight lads watching, she's taken. You're wasting your time. Ah, yes. Uncle Chris, they have to go through Uncle Chris first before anything like that goes on. And besides, she's not interested. She's got a nice boyfriend who does a secret job. We're not allowed to tell you, are we, Tracy?
No.
We're not allowed to tell you. It's a secret job. Huh? Right. So, I'm driving towards my house, and this light is getting brighter and brighter. I thought, where is that light coming from? And the noise is getting... Anyway, got to my garage, pulled into the garage, and as I walked from the garage down my 5-mile driveway, because I do have a driveway, and it's a driveway like you've never. I want you to imagine this now, boys and girls. My driveway, it's got wild roses growing everywhere, and the smell, it's delicious, and jasmine and everything like that. And you have to hack your way through these roses to get to the front door. So I did all that. I got to the door. My God, I think, you see, I can tell you that her boyfriend works with planes, right? Aeroplanes, okay? He fixes them, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. That is secret. We're not allowed to say. His secret job. This programme is secret. Remember that. It's a secret between you and me and my niece. Right? Remember that. Okay? It's a secret. And he works with planes. Well, all I can think of is that he must have thought he was still at work. And he turned on all the blooming floodlights, hoping that planes would go. But there were actually planes, I noticed it. As I was coming down my road, planes were coming down, trying to land on my house, because every blooming light must have been on.
Oh, slight exaggeration there.
Slight exaggeration. It was so bright, Tracy. And the whirring noise, what that was the electricity meter going round, tearing round at the speed of light, dear. Because clearly someone wasn't bothered, because they don't have to pay the bill.
We only left it on for you. You left them on for us. He left us a light on when we got here.
I left you the light on that is run by the solar-powered light. So
because we know that. Mm.
So tell me, what time did you actually go? So are you telling me you only turned that light on when you went to bed? Or was it on the moment you walked in the house, more likely?
It was on when we got here.
No, not the kitchen one, wasn't it?
Oh, the kitchen one. Did we leave that on for you as well? Aren't we thoughtful?
Not just the kitchen one, but the one in the utility room as well. That's 3 fluorescent tubes.
So
it's about 200 watts, dear.
We're just making sure you didn't fall over.
Oh, God's sake. Anyway, so the first thing I did was come in and turn the lights off. Then and they'd gone to bed, so it was, a bit lonely, really. I thought, I was so excited on the way home in the car.
I was tired.
I thought it'd be lovely, have my niece and her boyfriend to talk to. And once again, there was no one in. They were in bed. So that was that. So I thought, well, I'll have a cup of tea and a piece of toast. And I thought I could smell chips. I thought, that's all right. Because I did say, if you want anything to eat, help yourself. And it'd be the same for you. If you came round my house here, right, you could have anything to eat you want. I was like, go in the cupboard, have something to eat. Tracy, you're looking horrified at me. Why is that?
What are your cupboards full of?
Food.
Beans.
Whatever.
Spaghetti.
Yes.
And soup.
Yes.
That's it.
What's wrong with that?
That's it.
What's wrong
with that? And the
freezers
freezers for the fish.
Vegetables.
And vegetables, that's it.
Yes.
So we had fish and fips.
So they had fish and chips. No problem with that. I'm quite happy with that.
And beans.
And baked beans. Just come into that. Right? Now, I didn't notice this last night, so I had my cup of tea, my bit of toast, came upstairs, done a little bit of work on the computer, and went to bed. I was very quiet. Last night, I'm glad you didn't wake up. I don't know why I got up to go to the toilet 4 times last night. I seem to be doing that a lot now.
Oh,
do you do that?
Getting old.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
My bladder's not able to hold it anymore.
It's aging.
Perhaps I could have one of those, a little potty.
Little bag.
A little bag or a potty next to the bed.
Oh, yeah, under the bed.
Huh?
Put it under the bed so you don't tread in it.
Went to sleep, got up in the morning around about 9:45. Right. Now remember, these two have come down to do a little bit of work on painting the fence. 9:45 I got up. Do you know, they still weren't up. I thought they'd be up at 8:30, quietly mowing around, looking for work to do. No, still in bed.
No, we had a lay-in. We haven't got Monte waking us up.
Oh, Monte is her dog. Now, I've mentioned him a couple of times before. Now, Monte wasn't well when you first got him,
No,
was
he wasn't, no.
What sort of dog is he?
It's a chocolate lab.
Yeah.
Labrador.
Right.
What do you want to know?
They want to know what was wrong with this poor little
He
man.
had, when we
How
got
old,
him...
Well, was he when you got him?
We got him when he was 9 weeks old.
And he really is the most beautiful dog.
Ah, he's gorgeous.
He's big. He's so big.
He's mummy's little boy.
He's like, my sister's got 2 black Labradors.
And a spaniel.
He's taller than both of those.
Yeah, he's very stocky. Apparently he's a Scottish Labrador, which means they're just bigger and broader.
And they're tight. I could be Scottish, couldn't I?
Yes.
Come on, am I tight with you? Ever?
No, you're not. No.
Thank you. Am I tight with myself?
Yeah.
Do I ever spend money on clothes, haircuts?
No.
What's wrong with this? This is a nice shirt.
What's right with
This
it?
was £20 in Slovakia.
It's horrible.
No, £10. So that's my stripes. Would you like me to put something else on?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Right, anyway, go on. So your dog...
Yeah, he was 9 weeks old when we got him, and he had a big swollen tum. So we took him to the vet, and he had colitis.
What is that?
It's like an infection in the tummy. I think it's where he wasn't cleaned properly, and where he was sleeping wasn't very clean.
Right.
So
did you? When you went to the place to buy him, did it look dirty?
No, it didn't. Didn't look dirty, but so he had that, which basically meant he had about 16 poos a day.
Oh, maybe that's it then.
Maybe you got colitis.
I've got colitis. No, I'm not. I'm going number one.
Number one.
The little wee. What's that? Is that number one? I always get confused.
Two's the poos.
Oh, is it?
Two's the
Oh,
poos.
don't. I hate that word. Don't use that program. We may have to bleep that out. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so we had that. So we got over that.
Did you have to pay for that?
Yeah.
How much was that?
I can't remember now. He just had some tablets.
Hundreds or?
Probably about 100 or so. And then...
Now you've got insurance. Oh, no.
Well, we took him back.
You might not want to tell him this.
He was limping.
Yeah, okay. So the dog was limping.
He was limping a bit.
How long had you had him before it started limping? Days?
About a month or so.
Right.
And he started limping. So we took him back to the vet.
Was he crying?
Yes. He used to do a weird thing. He used to sort of yelp and then try and get to his back and then run. And he wouldn't want to be near anyone. So we took him back to the vet, and the vet just said, go home and get some insurance. So we done that, took him back, and he got referred to a bone specialist. And he's got something now called OCD, which is a bone disease, and he's got arthritis, and he's got hip dysplasia. He's got everything. But he's doing good at the minute. He's had an operation on one leg.
You were very lucky with the vet, weren't you?
Yes, he's a nice vet.
So when you first went and they diagnosed this problem with his legs...
He didn't diagnose it first.
Okay.
He just said, because he said if he diagnosed it, then we couldn't have got insurance.
Right. So, nice vets, okay, he probably knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Right? So he told you there's something wrong. I advise you to get insurance.
Get insurance and bring him back when
She
you've
got the
got that.
insurance, she took him back, and then what?
He referred us to the bone specialist. First of all, he referred us to a different vet who took some x-rays and basically said there's no point keeping him alive, blah, blah, blah. So we went for a second opinion.
That must have been... you were tearful.
I'm sad.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not nice. But we went for a second opinion.
Did they just not seem to be interested then? This wasn't your vet, this was the bone specialist.
This was a very large vet, and he just said the x-rays aren't good. He's going to be in pain. He said we can do an operation because in Monte's elbows he's got too much bone and the cartilage, it's all overgrowing. Where it's overgrowing, it's weakening, so it's breaking. So he's got bits just floating about, which is what's painful.
Why with your dog then?
Because he's just very special.
Is it a thing with Dalmatians?
I think
Labradors.
It's quite rare, but it's only in the larger breeds.
Okay.
And it's hereditary. So one of his parents have had it. So they shouldn't really have bred from his parents.
Yes.
So yeah, they said we can do an operation, but all the excess is going to grow back, so it's not worth it. So we went for a second opinion. He's done the op, and he's fantastic at the minute.
But he has had little really setbacks occasionally, but not as bad as it was.
No, all he does now, if he has a little bit of a setback, we just take him back to our vet, and he gives him some jabs and some tablets.
So medically, your dog's all right now?
He's okay, yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, boys and girls, it is a dog with special needs. We've decided that.
He's very special.
He's a special needs dog. Because he is quite mad. Seriously, he's absolutely quite mad. My sister's dogs are not like that at all. Now, my sister's got a puppy, which I think is younger than your dog.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a spaniel, which is boisterous, okay? Always running around and playing. But he's not, like, mad. Her dog has got a bit of a brain problem. He really
probably has as well.
And he comes in, when he comes into my sister's house, he just knocks everything over, doesn't he?
He's very clumsy.
He's the clumsiest dog.
He walks into doors and he's very clumsy.
You have ever come across. But he seems to have formed a special relationship with my sister's spaniel.
Oh, yeah.
Now, would you like to tell us what sort of things does he do?
Oh, all sorts.
For the spaniel?
He will get the turkey off the side at Christmas and give it to the little dog.
Yeah.
And just stand there and watch him eat.
So you hear that? Turkey on the table. The big dog gets the turkey. It doesn't eat it himself. He eats some himself and then gives some, places it in front of the little dog. How cute is that?
Ah, it's lovely.
Tracy, I just wish there was someone to do that for me.
Oh.
No one gives
me
anything. I've got cats.
Get a dog.
Cats have been here too long. That wouldn't be fair on the cat, would it really?
And Monte hates cats.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could have brought him and Monte could have been on here.
Does it have tinned food or do you cook for it?
No, he has normally what we eat at night, but he has normally dried food.
Okay.
Because the tins send their teeth a bit.
Tin food. Now,
smelly.
One of the things you can get in tins is baked beans.
Oh.
Now, you've already heard my niece proclaim to be a bit of an eco-warrior. A green person. She may well be the sort that you'd see on the Rainbow Warrior ship. You know that one where all those people are on there? Right? I got up in the morning, went downstairs, had some breakfast, had my usual breakfast. Strawberries, grapes and banana chopped up, brown flakes and a bit of milk. So I had that. Lovely. And then, I can't remember, I went to the bin to do something. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm lying to you now.
Okay.
I went to the bin to check what Tracy had chucked in. Because the council around here are very strict about recycling, okay? You've got to put the right things in there. And I opened the bin, and number one, I found, to my shock horror, I found a cardboard package in there, dear. And you're not to know.
But he didn't explain the bins to us.
But everything was put in this bin. There was cardboard. There was leftover food. Now, one thing I can't abide, Tracy, is leftover food. It's wrong.
I couldn't eat it.
There are starving people in the world.
Send it to them then.
You can't send it, dear.
Put it in a
go off
jiffy.
by the time. There was thrown away food in there. Why'd you do so much then? Do you do this at home?
No, that was just the size of the fish. It was fish that I didn't eat.
So you left fish as well? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, there was like the taily bit of the fish.
She's thrown away food, boys and girls. Right, this gets worse. And then I found a plastic bottle in there. Right? With tomato sauce. Okay? The point is, the bottle was not completely empty.
It was.
There was still a meal of tomato sauce in there.
To get it out, you would have had to cut it open and scrape.
You bang it down upside down, and then you leave it for the next meal, and it just gradually drips down. You should have learnt that from my mum, Nanny Reardon. You should have learnt that from her. Did you never go in her cupboards?
Yeah, they was all upside down.
I bet you've been in these cupboards, didn't you? Have a good look.
Trying to find everything.
Good route round while I was
God.
at work. Yes, looking for the money. There's none in here. I told
There
you
was
before,
your
there's
money.
none in here. They're all waiting. They're waiting. Yeah,
Vile, aren't you?
They want my flats. Well, it's all been left to a cat's home.
Good.
That's it.
Donkey sanctuary.
So in the bin was thrown away food, which I was disgusted by. Anyway, I managed to fish out the cardboards in the plastic bottle, and I put that in the bin. I thought I'll have one more look. I think there was something else in there. I can't remember. But when I moved it, I found, there's the tin. Oh, they must have had baked beans. No problem with that. Remember, I said you have what you want while you're here. No problem at all with that. So I picked up this can of baked beans to throw away. Now, this is the most annoying thing out of the whole lot, right? I thought that feels a bit heavy. There was half a can of baked beans.
There wasn't half a can.
It was half a can.
Lie.
It was absolutely. There was half a can of baked beans in the bin. Now, I wouldn't be impressed, okay, if there was beans in the bin that someone had scraped off their plate. I can almost understand that. They cooked too much, they couldn't eat it all. I could almost understand that and accept that. Well, it would still annoy me. Right. But these bins hasn't even been used. She'd taken half the beans out, cooked those, right? And just chucked away a whole half. And it was half.
I bet you've put them back in the cupboard, haven't you?
No, I had to throw them away once they'd been in the bin. I can't fish them out of there, can I?
I bet we've got them for tea tonight.
Half a can of baked. Now, there's a good idea. I couldn't believe it. Half a can of baked beans in the bin. Come on, that can't be right. Do you do that at home?
No, I don't.
You should eat everything
Monte
that you
would
open.
have them.
Poor Monte the dog.
Monte
I bet
likes
he's missing
beans.
you.
I bet he is. Need cuddles.
You know your mum, she said to me last week, she says, I'm not having that dog while they're away. And I actually warned her. I said, Mum, I said to her, Sharon, I think you're going to have it dumped on you at the last minute. Is that what you did? Did you just take it round there?
We told her
Can
the
you look
morning
after?
of coming, we told her.
Oh, there we are. Now, Tracy, before you go, because I've got all these emails to read out, look at them all. You're a mobile hairdresser. Is that the only job you do, or what?
No, I work in the bar as well.
Works in a pub?
Pub. Public house.
Do you get chatted up a lot? Do you get phone numbers, or do they all know you?
They're all
now?
about 100 in
Oh,
there.
they're not. I've gone past there on a Saturday night and there have been some young lads in there before you bathed them. She bars them all.
No, I don't.
Also
You
known.
lie.
Huh?
Your nose should be out there.
It is, look. Seal. This
you're
radio
special.
show is turning into something. It's just falling apart here. But you wanted, you do hairdressing as well. Mm-hmm. You're a mobile hairdresser, aren't you? Do you have many, what do you call them?
Clients.
Why don't you call them customers?
I don't know.
Just the way it is,
yeah.
it? Yeah, okay.
Just
So
call
do you
them
have many of
clients.
those?
Yeah, I have quite a few.
How many?
Oh, God knows.
100?
Loads. No.
But how many haircuts do you do? I know it changes from week to
does.
week.
It
But
just
on average.
It depends. I don't know,
don't know on
really.
How many did you do
No, it
last week?
Last week. Well, you see, last week I had Bank Holiday Monday and Good Friday, so
Yeah.
it's not a good week, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Think about it.
More on holiday. Tracy is someone who goes on holiday. Oh, I don't dare tell you this, boys and girls. She goes on holiday in a caravan.
Credit crunch.
Oh, we know about the credit crunch at Easter. Easter. Now, what did I give you for Easter? Oh, a Freeview digital TV box.
Yeah, but why?
Why?
Because I don't like chocolate.
Because you don't like chocolate.
And I did say to you, don't get me an Easter egg. Don't get me anything.
And I didn't. So that was it.
You chose to.
So then
He makes us sound so bad on here.
Easter Sunday, it arrives at my sister's.
It.
What are you doing?
You've got a long grey hair.
Oh, but it's like those monkeys, isn't it? You know those monkeys that look into each other's fur like that, aren't they?
For the fleas.
Just pulling grey hairs out. Why stop there? Get them all out.
No.
Do you think I should shave my head, Trace?
You won't need to soon.
Look at that bit there. Look at it, Trace. It's getting more and more balls, isn't it?
Very thin.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so Easter Sunday, it turns up at my sister's house. And I thought, I can't wait. A little Easter egg from my niece, a little Easter egg. And I was right. It was a little Easter egg. A Kinder egg. She hands around. She had 5 Kinder eggs in one hand. You know how small they are? She says, there you go. Happy Easter. Credit crunch. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Times are hard, Chris.
A Kinder egg for Easter. Well, your brother gave me a nice one. I tell you, I had a nice
he hasn't got a house to pay for.
Cadbury's. Well, they could have had. Oh.
And you didn't even eat it. Jimmy ate it yesterday.
I thought you would have brought that down with you.
No, Jimmy ate it.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know what he done when I gave it to him?
I can't complain.
I bet you didn't tell him what you done when I gave it to you.
What?
He looked at it, threw it on the floor. That's gratitude.
I was only joking with you, darling.
Well, that's where it stayed.
I'm grateful for anything that you give me, dear, anything at all. What was it? Oh, you threw me off. Oh, yes. I have to thank her for bringing down, because I left some plants while I was up there, a couple of tomato plants and pepper plants that I told you about at the beginning of the show. So she did bring those down for me. By the time I opened the packet, they were a little bit crunched up. How would you like it if I brought your dog up in an old carrier bag and he came out with a broken leg or something like that? That's how I feel about my plants, Tracy.
You couldn't love them that much to leave them.
I had a full-up car, didn't I, with all bits and pieces, soap powder, because my sister, she belongs to one of those, what they call cash and carry places. Wholesale places.
Warehouse.
And you get stuff really cheap, like toothpaste and all that business. So I usually end up buying about 4 tubes, because it's like half the price. Oh yeah, I've got like a stock cupboard out there. Don't mention that other thing. No, no, you mustn't, because someone might be watching where they're from, so don't...
Do you mean...
No. You mustn't mention those. That's a little secret between you and me.
Well, you haven't told them, so go on, tell them about your...
No. You mustn't tell them about those, darling. You must not tell them about those in the cupboard. So it's nothing illegal. It's not illegal. No, it's not illegal.
It is.
What? It's not illegal?
Stealing's not legal, is it?
Paper. Now, what was I saying? Hairdressing. Oh, yes. Have you...
You're on about Easter.
Oh, we've done Easter now, haven't we?
No, you was on about plants.
Plants. Oh, yes. And they arrived scrunched up with broken leaves. Poor little plants. But with my tender loving care, I think they will grow into beautiful things just like you are, my dear. That's one thing about you that I never take the mick out of, your looks. Because you're very pretty. And I can't believe you came out of my sister. I really can't.
That's horrible.
No, my sister.
Oh, she's lovely. And don't believe what he says about her with the gin, the chocolates. She doesn't even drink.
Oh, dear me.
She doesn't.
You know when I arrived, was it Monte Thursday, wasn't it?
Yes.
I arrived there Monte Thursday. She opened the door. Oh, the breath hit me. Dear me. It was like a brewery. She's just been distilling vodka in the kitchen.
She doesn't even drink. She's a teetotum.
Like me. Now, you're talking about the hairdressing.
Yes. Sorry, go on.
Right. So you do the mobile hairdressing. Is the money all right for that? Is it?
Yeah.
It's worth you doing it. Yeah. But you've also got a dream, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
A little dream, and it's not happening, is it, at the moment?
No. Someone's name was down on the list before mine.
What? You have to tell us what that's
about. It was. I had my name down for a shop, but I didn't know that somebody else had been there first.
So that's the second one, isn't it?
No, the second one, they wasn't going to renew their lease, but last minute they changed their mind and they did.
Right. I mean, we might have had problems with that, mightn't you? Because it was a flower shop, so you'd have to change the something to do with the council and all that business. Yeah,
and it had staff, so I would have had to sort of pay them off or keep them on.
Right. So then you had a second chance.
Yes, there was a second shop being converted. It was...
was this a new build one, wasn't
it? No, this was...
beg your pardon.
It used to be an antique shop. And
is that the one with all the antiques?
All the stuff outside, yeah.
It was the most bizarre shop, actually. It took up quite a lot of space, right? And you had the inside part of the shop, which was, I mean, it was packed, wasn't it? You couldn't move in there through just stuff. And I always thought a lot of the stuff in there was junk, not just antiques. Yeah. And she also, like, this woman had that, like a garden area.
That was
and again,
full.
it was just full of junk. But you'd often see people walking around in there.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Having a little look and perhaps to buy something or other. Anyway, so did she die or move on?
No, just sold up.
Okay.
And the company, when I found out, I put my name down for one of the shops, but someone put their name down above mine. So you just got to wait, be patient, wait for them all to lose everything in the credit crunch.
Mind you would have had trouble getting money.
Yeah, it wasn't the best position for that one.
So maybe it's just not time for you to do that.
No, we've said we'll wait. Ben's up for a posting in a couple of years.
Shh, secret. Secret job.
We'll wait and see.
Secret job. He works for the post. Is that what you said?
Yes,
then?
post.
So
we'll wait and see where that is. You're rubbish.
I know.
Can't do it.
What can't you do?
I'm not going to do it.
Well, go on, do it for us one more time.
I can't remember it now. Is it that one?
Can you do the seal noise?
You got to catch
I want
the
you
fish.
to try it, boys and girls. Listen to my niece do it, and then I'll give you a tone, and you can do it. Off you go. Don't laugh at them.
Oh, they're rubbish.
Oh, no, they.
Oh, that one was good.
Try it again. Go on. Don't laugh at them. You mustn't laugh. There we are. Well, good luck with your hairdressers and that. Any other ambitions, Trace? Because I'm waiting, you see. I'm waiting because my little nephew, Jimmy, is 12 now.
Yeah.
And you know I have a great time when I'm up your house.
Yeah.
Playing around and all that. And I think next year he's going to be off with his mates and Chris is going to have no one to play with.
Oh, you can take Monte out.
We need more children.
Well, that ended the conversation, didn't it?
Well, we're all waiting. I want to be a great uncle.
You are a great uncle anyway.
Thank you, Tony. We love it. I love it. So no children.
Not
when?
For a minute.
When?
Not yet.
When?
We need to get married first, and that takes quite a while.
Yes, we do need to be married. Can you believe that? They are living in sin, boys and girls. They've bought a house together. They're living in sin, so they're going to get married at some point. Will I be doing a disco for that at all? Or? No, probably not. No. I'll be a guest.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Any other ambitions?
Oh, go to Hawaii.
Oh, maybe that could be the honeymoon.
Do you think?
Elvis
on the beach. I'll bring you back
They do that.
across.
Can you do that?
I can't, no.
Elvis, yeah. Elvis in Hawaii. That was a good film.
I like Elvis.
Good.
He's good.
Right, well, you're down here. Are you going to do any of the fence painting, or is it just Ben?
Ben's there.
I noticed that. I heard him.
I did paint my nails.
I heard you call him a couple of times. I heard you calling him a couple of times. That he made some sort of excuse that he couldn't come down and do it. I've got to go up with Chris and do his radio show.
Yeah, and I had to finish my nails. So he's a man. He likes it.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on.
It's all right.
All right.
Can I go now?
If I get a kiss.
Go and paint the shed.
Mwah. Love you loads.
See you later.
We love you long time, darling.
Long
Bye, Trace.
time.
Say goodbye to Tracy,
Bye.
everyone. They are. Isn't that nice, eh?
Are.
How lovely. How lovely to have my little niece down and on the show today. See, you've met her at last. I wish I could get my sister up on the show, actually, but she really does not want to be on at all. I don't know why that is, but there we are. Anyway, nice to have a little guest on. Okay, the email address, once again, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I told you she was pretty, didn't I? Huh? Obviously gets it from her uncle. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and wise. La da 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 da. Who sung that? Any ideas? Julie Andrews. Yes, Julie Andrews of Sound of Music fame. Right, let's do some emails. Now, a while ago now, we were talking about my friend Wayne, the butler, who is no longer a butler. He's like a caretaker type thing now, but a caretaker of a really posh place. And he's had a problem with moths. And I was telling you that he's got to have someone come round and spray them. And Wayne, another Wayne, this is Anonymous. Oh, hang on a minute, my chair's fallen over. What it is, here in the new Mirable Studios, I have a new carpet. But the chair has wheels on it, and when the bloke came to put the new carpet in, he advised me strongly that I should have a mat, a special plastic mat under the chair, which I've got. Well, I bought this one from Ryman's. But number one, I have found it's not big enough, okay, for me to slide all over the studio as I used to do. And number two, the wheels keep falling off the blooming edge of it, and it doesn't matter where I'm sure it moves as well. I'm sure this plastic thing keeps moving, and doesn't matter where I put it, I seem to end up with the wheels coming off it at some point, which is most annoying. Anyway, Wayne had someone round to spray his carpets and what have you because of the moth problem. And Wayne Anonymous, the other Wayne, says, Christopher dear, spraying for moths is both vile and dangerous. The best way to collect and control these winged pests is to use a small triangular-shaped trap. These traps are lined with a sticky substance and baited with a pheromone patch that attracts the moths. I know from personal experience that these traps work very well. I purchased my pest control products online from a dealer who sells them on eBay. Now, it's interesting you should say that because I purchase the flea stuff for cats. You know the little stuff, if you're a pet owner, you'll know that you can buy little tubes of stuff that you kind of squeeze onto the back of your pet's neck, and then no more fleas, which is rather a good thing. And I buy mine online from America because that stuff from America is a lot cheaper than it is where we pay here. Here, well, I would have to go to a vet, and it's dearer. It's much dearer, so it's easier. I buy a bulk load, a couple of years' worth, and they send it over from America. So I do the same thing. I can't remember if that was via eBay, but whatever. Wayne says, on the subject of the moth stuff, go to eBay and type in a search for meal moth trap, MEAL. I went to eBay and could not find a UK seller. Well, we can always have it shipped back from America. It's no problem, is it? So he also gives an eBay code, and he says, the man who sells this stuff has been in the pest control business for years, and he knows what he's doing. Larger quantities at reduced prices are available too. Good for Wayne, the butler. It says Putler. It's Butler. Is that you misspelling it or my print's not working? I trust this information will be of use to you and Wayne and others. Okay, so thank you very much for that. There we are. Oh, I meant to ask my niece if she spoke in German. Tracy? Oh, she's gone now. She's gone downstairs. Never mind. Okay, let's say hello to Tom in Chicago. Hello, Tom. Chicago. I sung for you a couple of shows ago, didn't I, eh? Hi, Chris. Just a quick note because I'm at work. But he remembers me asking, because I didn't know how to do the Google Street View. I can find Google Maps, but I thought there was a different section that the Street View is, and there isn't. Now, if you want to see this Google Street View, that's a thing where Google has gone down people's streets and that and taken loads of photographs. It's all very clever. There isn't one of where I live, fortunately. I don't want you all coming round here, dear, taking little knickknacks as souvenirs. He says, to see Google Street View, just go to Google Maps and type in an address where you want to see. If there's a street view available, it'll pop up with a bubble with a link to click and usually a preview picture. So thank you for that. People sometimes have a bit of fun with a camera, as I found out when my boyfriend sent me a link the other day of a street view of the High Street in Putney. Someone knew the truck was coming by, so he dressed as Waldo from Where's Waldo and was mugging for the camera. Thank you, Tom. Oh, I see that in a lot of clubs. You know, you've only got to see someone from a newspaper turn up with a camera and they're all there hoping to get spotted by this camera. I don't know what it is about me, but I've never attracted people with cameras. I'm sure you've seen people in clubs and that, and now and again say, oh, can we have a picture? And no one ever does that with me. I don't know why that is. I don't think I'm very photogenic. Is that what it is? No, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not bothered. I've got my own. Look at my own pictures. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. Now, Lisa. Our friend Lisa writes... One second. Oh, hang on. Have I got this wrong here? 1 minute. That's it. Right. Lisa writes about my nephew who's been a little bit naughty at school. You know, the 12-year-old Jimmy? And Lisa writes, here's what your dear nephew's school situation made me think about. Be sure to send this to him and tell him Lisa in America says to tell his teachers, leave this kid alone. Oh, teacher, leave that kid alone. Hugs from Lisa. And she says, former class clowns and school troublemakers of America include Robin Williams, David Letterman. Is he the one that does the Tonight Show? He is, I think, yes. Donald Trump, very, very famous businessman. He, I think, hosted The Apprentice in America. Tony Danza, who starred in Taxi and Who's the Boss. Henry Winkler, who was Fonzie on Happy Days and director of many US TV shows. Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Wednesday, Thursday, Happy Days. Friday, Saturday, Happy Days. The weekends come. Is that wrong? No, I've got that wrong. Sunday, Monday, Happy Days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Happy Days. Thursday, Friday, Happy Days. Saturday, the weekends come. Ready to play with you. Da, 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 da. These days are ours. I love it. Used to love that. I used to think that Richard, you know Richard in Happy Days was very good looking. He's lost all his hair now though, hasn't he? I haven't lost all of mine, just a bit in the middle. She also writes, RuPaul was a class clown and school troublemaker. That one doesn't surprise me, actually, RuPaul. Bruce Willis, who starred in Die Hard, the Trilogy movies, and many other great US movies, and many more. Too many to list, in fact, she says. So thank you for that, Lisa. Kind of you to let me know that, my darling. And I shall pass that. Look, I'll put this in a special place to be taken to my nephew when my niece returns home tomorrow. Right, one of the shows a few weeks ago, I was talking about if you had been naughty at school. Do you remember that? And what bad things have you done at school? And I told you what I'd done. And Ben, who's in London, hello Ben, writes, why do you think people think you are a very naughty boy? He says, hello, I've known you for years. Fantastic video. When are you going to do Bingay again? We miss it, from Ben. Well, I'm not Ben, I'm afraid. Bingay was an enjoyable thing to do while you were doing it. But there was an awful lot involved. And in all honesty, I didn't really get... I mean, I shouldn't have expected it in the first place, but I didn't really get any help from anyone other than a young lady called Christina, who... and Terry as well, who always helped me bring stuff out and put it away again. And it was just too much for one person, especially at my slightly advanced years, I suppose. And in the end, I gave up. I found it was too much work. So that's why I gave it up, Ben. I could do it again, kind of on a smaller scale, if you see what I mean. But it wouldn't be the same. When I did Bingay, as you know, I had a whole stage full of chock-a-block full of prizes. And that's, to me, is how it should be done. You could do it on a smaller scale. You could have a small table with a few bottles of spirits, but it's not the same at all. I do know venues that do it like that, but it's, in my opinion, that's not how to do it. You've got to do it big or not do it at all. So that's why I gave it up, Ben. So I won't say never again because, you know, things do change, don't they? Things do happen. So maybe again sometime. All right? Hello to Suko, who writes, Dear Chris, you do go on. What do you mean by that, dear? Hardly say a word. 30 minutes talking about cleaning your oven, but for some unknown reason, there are those of us that keep tuning in for more. Why do you want to know about me cleaning my oven? Do you remember that? A few shows ago, I spoke for half an hour about me cleaning my oven. What people want to know, dear? Don't want it all over and done with in 2 minutes, do you? I can't believe that. She says, I don't quite get why people keep tuning in for more, but for one, I am drawn back on a regular basis. Can't get that enough. Is it the thrill? Is it the trill in your voice? What do you mean trill? Do I sound like a budgerigart here? Tweet, tweet. Is it the accent? What accent? Is it the noises? Is it the songs? The hills are alive. Or is it the charisma? I don't think I've got any charisma, have I? It's one of those questions in life we may never know the answer to. Maybe you won't. From one of your adoring fans, Suko, who has, by the way, been an adoring fan for over 2 years now, since March 2007. Long time, innit, Suko? P.S. she says, that Lisa is quite the babe, but I already knew that because one of my adoring fans and fellow Chris and cat lovers, we've become dear friends and we've shared pictures of each other. Yeah, when I showed you the picture of Lisa on a show a few shows back. Do you remember that? There we go, boys and girls. Okay, I think it's time for me to go. It really is. Still got lots more emails to plough through, which we'll carry on doing the next show. Don't forget, if you want to join in, please feel free to do so. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye.